Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I've been meaning to do this for a long time just because it's been a very requested one, but I've just never gotten around to it because most of the time my vanity is disgusting and a mess, and it still is. But today I'm doing a much requested vanity tour, just sharing with you guys how I store my collection because there's a certain method to the madness. Beauty YouTube and creating content is my part-time job. So before any comments come in that are like, you have too much makeup, yeah. Yes. I'm also constantly like decluttering and getting rid of things. So today I just wanted to share with you guys the entire vanity tour, my collection, how I store everything, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Well, hey there. Before we start the video, I just want to say I hope everybody has been staying safe and staying indoors, practicing some good and healthy social distancing, and hopefully shopping online only. Speaking of online shopping, that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, ShopTagger. ShopTagger is an online browser extension that you can add to your browser. I use Google Chrome. That helps you easily create a wish list when you're online shopping and notifies you when prices go down. You guys know I love ShopTagger. I talk about them very often, and I've been using them for almost 2 years now, and if you don't use them when you online shop, I don't know what you're doing. For example, these lovely green camo leggings that I bought from Gymshark. I actually spent $10 less than I would have because ShopTagger actually has a new feature where when you get to the checkout line, it actually pops up and automatically tests coupon codes for you. I save like on average anywhere from like $10 to $25 every time I shop just from those coupon codes alone. But of course the main reason I use ShopTagger is because of the wishlist service. Whenever you're online shopping and you see an item you like and you want to save for later, you hit the ShopTagger button and it simply saves it to a wishlist. You don't even have to do anything. And then items on your wishlist, you actually get notified when they come back in stock or when the prices go down. Honestly, as a whole, my goal this year has been shopping less and shopping a lot smarter, and I think that this has really helped with that. So they've been a huge part of my moving away from hyper-consumerism journey, and I'm very thankful to them. It's just quite simply the best. So you can use the link down below to try ShopTagger. It is completely free. But thank you to ShopTagger for sponsoring today's video. I'm so grateful that I get to work with companies that I genuinely use in my daily life and love very much, and this is one of them. And now I'm just gonna curl up in my blob chair. Full details of this look should already be on Instagram, and I think I did a get ready with me with this look. That should already be posted. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Without further ado, let's get touring. Alright, so here is my vanity. I'm just gonna pan upwards and downwards so you can just see the entire thing. But basically it's a wooden desk topped by this like little white wooden organizer. Both of these were built by my dad. He does like amateur woodworking all the time, and he's a supportive king, so he built me my own little beauty space, which I'm very thankful for. There are 4 compartments. I really only use 2 of them to actually store products. So in this bottom left one, I have just like a lot of spare beauty sponges and supplies and stuff. Upper right hand side is all eyeshadows. On the surface, I have a good mix of different things. It's mostly just like things I need within grabbing distance, so powders, brushes, but I have a good amount of surface storage. I keep cheek products in this area over here. I've finally decluttered my foundation collection down to just one shelf. It used to be this one and then the one up here, but now that is repurposed for concealers and other skincare things. Foundations are just on one shelf here. I'm gonna be honest, skincare takes up most of the vanity. I mean, I have an entire section dedicated to just lip balms, if that tells you anything. Skincare, an entire thing of lashes. Then up top, I like to keep cleansers here on the left-hand side, and then over here are just like products I don't use as often, so glitters and stuff. But yeah, that's the overview, and we will go through every single category more in depth as we go through the rest of the tour. Alright, this area here is like my favorite part. It's eyeshadow palettes, so yeah, very meticulously organized because I will easily like lose interest in things, and if it's too messy back here, I'll pretty much just stop using different palettes and I'll just use Modern Renaissance, which is not what we want to do. To the front, I have my longer, more skinny palettes, so my 3 Kaleidos Futurism palettes and then the Marc Jacobs Scandalous eyeshadow palette. I love these. All of my like single shadows, so for example ColourPop Super Shocks, any type of like loose pigments or just single shadows in general live on this side. I really try and keep this collection pared down as well, just because I can get very easily overwhelmed with having too many singles. And then on this side over here, I like to keep my very like small mini palettes. I have a lot of smaller palettes, but these are like my actual mini palettes that I have. So my Kaja Beauty Bento Trios I keep over here, as well as like my Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions mini palette. Very cute, very handheld. And then on the inside, as you can see, I've kind of built this little structured system. I keep my bigger palettes on this side. So for example, my Morphe James Charles palette stays on the very very outer edge. I also keep my bulkier palettes like the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette over here. Anything that has more than, I would say, like 12, 14 shades, I like to keep in this area over here. This little section right here is just for my Anastasia palettes because they need to stay together. So I currently own 6 ABH palettes. We have Master Palette by Mario, the one and only Jackie Aina palette, love of my whole heart, Subculture, which still slaps and I will love forever, Norvina, the original one. Don't use this one as much, probably my least used ABH palette, but I still keep it because it's pretty. Soft Glam, one of my forever favorites, and the brush came out. And then of course my most used one, Modern Renaissance. And then because I don't have a 7th ABH palette right here, I just keep my Dose of Colors Desi Katie Francation palette in there as well, just because it's around the same size. Up on top of my ABH palettes, I like to keep all of my longer, more skinny palettes. So I have obviously my Urban Decay Naked Honey. This is longer and skinnier, and my Melt Cosmetics palettes. So Smoke Sessions, Gemini, and the Vita palette as well. And then this is just a random palette that I also keep up there. By the way, I think I forgot to mention, these aren't like shelving units. It's literally just a box that was like sturdy enough that I turned on its side and I'm now using as like an organizer. So you can repurpose literally anything for the purpose of makeup storage. It's amazing. I keep my Huda Beauty New Nude and Desert Dusk together as well in the second organizer. My 2 Nabla palettes, Soul Blooming and Dreamy. My 2 palettes from Alter Ego fit really nicely in here. Aurora I've been using very often recently, and then Goddess is one of my favorite neutrals as well. And I have my Soul Mane palette from Odin's Eye, which I've been testing out recently. Really cool indie brand. And the Almond palette from Amy Hearts Beauty and Amy Loves Makeup. Over here, I like to keep all of my more square palettes and my ColourPop stuff. The monochromatic palettes I also put in the Sugar Pill Fun size just because it's a similar size. But yeah, I've got my ColourPop square palettes, Honey, Just My Luck, and It's My Pleasure. Then I also like to keep all my ColourPop cardboard palettes together. So I have Dream Street, Through My Eyes, Good Sport, and Sweet Talk. Back here I keep all my single shadows, which I really need to start using more often because I love, love, love my collection of single shadows. I just rarely ever reach into them because I'd rather use a palette, if that makes sense. So I need to get better about using these, but they're back here. Alright, so foundations. I'm going to be honest, I have just really been decluttering a lot over the past couple months and really just paring down my collection to what I will use more often. So I've narrowed it down to just a few that I'm trying to either finish up, like this one that I'm not going to repurchase, or just some essentials. So obviously Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous is my favorite. I'm currently testing out the Bite Changemaker foundation. This is my newest one that I have, and so far mixed feelings. You will see in a review very soon. But basically the ones I keep in the front are the ones I use the most often, and I keep things I use less often in the back. So like the Fenty Beauty Luminous foundation, Hourglass Spanish Stick, which I'm also trying to use up right now, Flower Beauty Light Illusion, which I don't use very often because it's not the most long wearing. And then for the aesthetics of the area, I have this like Lancome Rose highlighter just to add a little bit of visual appeal, stacked on top of this very pointless Too Faced Diamond highlighter because I don't actually like this highlighter.
She's trash. I'm not talking about that girl.
I just think it looks cute. So there we go. That is the foundations area. Alright, this area up here is kind of a mixed bag. This acrylic organizer right here used to be full of concealers. Like this side, and the entire middle part were just completely full with concealers, and I honestly couldn't fit any more. But I have, like, once again just become more strict with my decluttering, so I feel like I've gotten it down to a slightly more manageable amount. So yeah, this acrylic organizer has all my concealers. I also keep like potted color correctors in here as well, like the Becca one. Things towards the front are formulas I tend to use more often, and things towards the back, for example, like this Haley's concealer, I don't use quite as often, but I still like to have. And then on the left side of my concealers right over here are all my sunscreens. The Beet Shield by Krave is my daily sunscreen right now. I also have the Biore UV Aqua Watery Essence. This one from Osteoderma, the anti-aging antioxidant. I just like having a good stockpile of sunscreens, which is the most important step by far in your skincare routine. And then over to the right side of the concealers, I keep all my eye creams. Seems like a really random placement, but I actually have loved incorporating eye creams into my morning skincare routine right before makeup, just because I feel like it really sets down this nice hydrated base for my under eyes, and I feel like concealer can look really cakey if I don't do that. So eye creams go right here, and I have started using them morning and nighttime as well.
The bags under my eyes are Prada. Kill your family.
Moving on to this kind of shelf area right here, kind of a mixed bag. The other side was all like just cheek products. This is very much like a mess of different things. Over here, this little square right here is my entire collection of primers. My taller bottles I like to keep over here. Anything that'll fit underneath this little shelf, I'll put like my smaller, more tester size things. Tatcha Silk Canvas, of course, goes on top. This here is my lip balm shrine. I have dedicated this entire area to just lip balms. Anything that's like a tube goes into this little thing right here, and then everything else is pretty much pots. I have like one lip scrub in here as well, and then this area right over here is part of my skincare wall. Pretty much all facial oils. So I have my Sunday Riley ones over here, my Fourth Ray Beauty cannabis oil, which I love. I also keep my Foreo Mini Luna right over here as well, just so it has easy access. I use this probably like twice a week, if even that. My skincare shelves are honestly my favorite part of the vanity, like not even the makeup. Who cares about makeup? We just love skincare in this house. And I really like to keep things separated and organized by like category and what I use them for. So pretty much all of my serums and like potent active ingredients stay on this shelf right here. So this is pretty much all like serums and treatments. And then up here I keep all of my toners and then some of my Fourth Ray Beauty face milks, just because I feel like they kind of fall into this category of like more hydrating type things. So yeah, these are my serums. Everything towards the front is stuff I use a lot more often. Honeymoon Glow by Pharmacy is probably my favorite serum of all time. And then of course I do have a few serums in my dorm room right now that aren't here. Pretty much all of my Good Molecules and my ColourPop serums are in my dorm room except for the Radiate. But I also like to kind of sort them by nighttime and daytime, and then more hydrating serums as well. And anything that's new that I'm testing out, for example this Ordinary Azelaic Acid Suspension, I like to keep towards the front as well, so I'm using it more often. And then as for the toner area up here, these are just more like liquidy type things that I like to keep all in one area. Laneige Cream Skin, my favorite thing in the world. I'm also really enjoying this Niacinamide Brightening Toner from Good Molecules lately. This has been like a really nice addition to my skincare routine, especially because I've been dealing with a lot of redness recently and trying to correct that. I've also gotten really into the Kate Somerville Liquid Exfoliate. This is one of my favorites, so that's why those are at the front. Alright, and then this shelf up here is for all my moisturizers, and again, I like to separate by nighttime and daytime. For nighttime, because I do have drier skin, I like to focus on things that are more hydrating. Here I like to keep all of my more heavy moisturizers or things that have actives that I want to keep separated into nighttime. All of my like sleeping mask type products I keep over here in general. For example, the Laneige Cica sleeping mask, which I've been loving very much recently. Or if you're wanting a really good like nighttime very hydrating moisturizer, the Juno & Co Moonshine Miracle Cream. I've been using this as my nighttime moisturizer recently and I really like it so far. And then on this side are my more daytime moisturizers. These are just things I feel are a little bit lighter, sit really nicely under makeup. Tatcha Water Cream and the Fourth Ray Beauty the Daily Moisturizer are my two current favorites at the moment. So over the past couple months, I've really started dabbling more into wash-off masks. I used to just be like a die-hard sheet mask person for my masking, but I've gotten more into these clay and cream type masks and I really enjoy them. So again, I kind of separate by aim. I suppose these are my more like clarifying clay type masks. Your clay pulling out stuff out of your pores type mask. Whereas the Rose Face Mask by Fresh, this is just aimed at hydration and toning your skin. Same with the Avocado Mask from Fourth Ray Beauty, which I really enjoy so far. I have more exfoliating type masks, like the Drunk Elephant TLC Sukari Baby Facial and the AHA Moment from Fourth Ray Beauty. Die-hard favorite, the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask, like one of my favorite things for dry skin. Alright, up top here, I actually have to get onto a chair to actually reach my cleansers, but this is where I keep all my cleansers. Whatever I'm like currently using, I actually just keep in the bathroom because it's more convenient, but here is where I store all my cleansers. Yeah, not too much to say about that. The Fresh Soy Face Cleanser is what I'm using right now and is currently my favorite, so that's actually like in my bathroom right now, but these ones live in my vanity. So next up is my lashes shelf, and this I actually think I need to sort through a little bit more and declutter some things from, because I don't use all of these and I feel like a fair amount of them are pretty old. But I do like to sort from like light to heavy type lashes. So on this side I keep more like shorter type subtle lashes I feel like it can work with more everyday type looks, and then we build up to more dramatic type lashes. Yeah.
Open your purse.
Most of these are opened and have been used before. I like to reuse my lashes as many times as I can until they fall apart. So sometimes I can get up to like 30 wears and then they're literally falling apart at the seams because I am disgusting and I don't like throwing away things. So yeah, that's my lashes area. It's a mess right now and I do think I need to clean this up a little bit better, but yeah. Lashes. Fun times. Alright, so this is pretty much where all the bulk of my cheek products go. The cheek products stay in this area on the right side of my vanity, but I like to keep products from the same brand mostly together for the most part. Up here, just like have cohesion between things. So for example, my ColourPop Disney collabs, the Kylie Cosmetics cheek singles, I like to keep these together because the packaging is the same. My Kaleidos highlighters, which I love with my entire heart. In this little nook right here, these are like my luxurious favorites. So for example, my Cover FX monochromatic duos, which I like to keep together. I also keep all my Hourglass cheek products in here as well. Again, just like kind of trying to group things with what they belong with. And then over here, pretty much all my cheek palettes. I like to keep these 4 all together, even though they're not the same brand, they just have the similar shape. So my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, Sleek Makeup Solstice Highlighter Palette, still one of my favorite affordable highlighter options. Then my Jouer Bronzer Duo, and blush duo. So I like to keep all of those palettes together because they are like a similar size. And then I currently own 5 face palettes. That's kind of wild. I've decluttered a lot of face palettes recently just because I find myself reaching a lot more for single products like these. Alright, and then behind this here acrylic organizer are the rest of my cheek products and a whole lot of dust. That is disgusting, I'm sorry. But in this little pot right here, I like to keep pretty much everything else, just smaller pieces that I feel like fit well together. This acrylic organizer right here, I'm pretty sure I got this at TJ Maxx, but it fits like cheek products, bronzers, blushes, and highlighters just perfectly in the tabs. And again, I like to keep similar items together, so like bronzers together, highlighters together, just for the sake of somewhat unity within this mess of a collection. Alright, this acrylic organizer right here is kind of just a mixed bag of different things. Because there are so many compartments, I just keep so many different things in here, so the rest of my cheek products are pretty much confined to this area. I keep pretty much all my like cream cheek products in here, so Patrick Ta Highlighting Mist, my liquid highlighters, cream bronzers, and cream blushes. That's what I like to keep in here, and then obviously over on this side I have my Glossier Cloud Paints and my Makeup Revolution liquid blushes. So pretty much all my cream cheek products live in this area over here. In this little back compartment in the back, I like to keep all my cream contours. Back here, I like to keep anything that's like a pencil or is tall. I have all my like brow pencils in this area right here. I don't really have a ton of eyeliners, but these are the colorful ones. And then these are my black eyeliners that I keep liquid and pencil. I have a few brow gels in this category right here. This entire back compartment right here are facial sprays and setting sprays. So for example, I have Urban Decay All Nighter, but I also have like toner and skincare sprays like the Fresh Vitamin Nectar. It's kind of just a mixed bag of things you spray in your face. And then kind of dangerously, I also have perfumes that you spray on your body. I cannot tell you how many times I've almost sprayed perfume on my face because I thought it was setting spray when I reached for it. Maybe not the safest configuration for these products, but it fits. So this is pretty much where all my perfumes are. My favorite that I'm wearing every day right now is the KKW Beauty Gardenia perfume. But I also have a bunch of these ones from like Scentbird and stuff because I love Scentbird. Not sponsored. This compartment right here are all my like taller tubes that are too fat to fit into here. So pretty much all mascaras. And then along the front I have these little compartments that are just fat enough to fit like 2 mini squeezy tubes in each one. So I like to keep all my essentials up front. I have my shade adjuster drops from e.l.f. which I use pretty much every day. Lash glue and brow gel because obviously those are essentials. Eye primers from Urban Decay and P. Louise and then Anastasia, and then my 2 Glossier Cloud Paints as well. So that is this acrylic organizer. Just kind of a mess, very miscellaneous. Alright, this central area right here is pretty much the center of everything I'm looking at when I'm actually sitting down and doing my makeup here at the Vanity. But it's also like the main part that you can see when I'm filming in the background. I usually like to keep this rose fixture from Rose Forever. It's just preserved white roses. These are real roses and they're supposed to last for like upwards of a year. But I just think that they're really pretty to keep in the background. So I have this as my like main centerpiece. And it's already shedding. But then back here is where I keep all my brushes. I segregate by face brushes and eye brushes. I have this little opalite roller from 4th Ray Beauty. I just keep it here on the Vanity, but whenever I do use it, I make sure to wipe it down because my Vanity gets dusty and gross and kind of grimy at all times. And then over here on this little stand, I just keep some of my favorite like facial type sprays. This is actually a body oil from Sol de Janeiro, but it's pretty and it kind of jives with the other aesthetics of the things here. Farsali Rose Gold Mist, Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set, and then the Makeup Revolution Rose Fizz. And then this is a ColourPop body highlighter, which is the most 2001 thing I've ever seen in my life. But if you want like body glitter on you, this is awesome. This area back here is what I can only describe as pure chaos. So back here is where I keep all of my powders, which I don't have very many of because I rarely ever use powder. Living the dewy life is a burden. I like to keep them separated again by just like how much I use them. So these are my two most used, the Hourglass Veil Powder and the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Then my more like heavy duty powders I keep together, the Laura Mercier Translucent and the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Lavender Powder. But yeah, I don't really use a ton of powder very often, so this area rarely ever gets touched, and that's why I keep it just like forced to the left side of my field of vision. Alright, and then lip products. This is just my lip products. This is my entire collection of all my lip products. I feel like I have a smaller lip collection in proportion to the rest of my items, which is good, but it's still way too many options for me. If I could just wear Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb every day for the rest of my life, probably would. Speaking of Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, I keep all my gloss bombs towards the front. I have Fenty Glow in my dorm room right now, but these are all my baby gloss bombs, and then my big diamond milk one. These all stay towards the front because they actually can't fit into the pockets of these acrylic organizers, which is annoying, but they are pretty, so they do make for a nice display. I also have a little baby Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I can't believe I spent 100 points on this at Sephora. Sephora's reward system is absolute shit because I spent $100 on this, essentially. Ridiculous. And then also displayed towards the front are my two Fenty Beauty Stunna lip paints because, again, they don't fit into any pockets. This front acrylic organizer holds pretty much all of my most used lipsticks. It's pretty much all like pinky toned neutral nudes, which is my go-to options. But yeah, these are my most used lipsticks. Here I like to keep things that are like kind of a special size that don't fit in as well with other things. So my entire collection of lip liners, which is not too many, and then two ColourPop lip crayons, which I think I'm just gonna put in there for now actually. My taller, thinner lipsticks like the ColourPop Lippy Sticks, they live back here. And then my kind of fatter lipsticks like the Pat McGrath ones I keep back here because they fit into these acrylic organizers but not these smaller ones. And finally, this organizer right here is pretty much just all the miscellaneous things that I don't really know where to put them. These two compartments in the front are just lip glosses, like clear lip glosses and more like pinky toned colorful lip glosses. And back here are kind of like my fun and funky colors of lipsticks I wouldn't wear as often. So for example, orange liquid lipstick would live back here. If I ever on the off chance might use like a green dark lipstick, I know where to find it because it's back here with the colorful lipsticks that never get used. Of course, I also have my Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette back here for more artistic looks. Essentials that you use every day are in this acrylic organizer here. Sometimes I dip back here. And then Fenty gets to live in the front because she's beautiful. Alright, and then this area is just miscellaneous things. I keep my beauty sponges, lash extensions, lotions, and brush cleaners and stuff. This is pretty much just all tools, which it's just a good thing to have, but it's ugly, so I'm not going to show you very much of it. And then right below the palette compartment down here is a mess. This is pretty much where I keep makeup products for giveaways. So this bag right here, the mint green, is my 35k giveaway, so get me to 35k and I will give away that stuff. And then this over here is my 50k giveaway, which I've already started saving up some products for. And then like I have a basket of tiaras for makeup looks, I guess. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little vanity tour today. You always see it in the background, so I'm glad I was able to kind of take you on a more in-depth tour of everything and just share with you guys the significance of certain things that you see in the background. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed down below and also follow me on Instagram to see makeup looks like this posted whenever. And if you made it to the very end of this video, you get the bonus moon. Love you.
Questions to make sure people aren't lying about their major. Bones? Did the stock market today? Name every number. What am I thinking? Can I go to the bathroom? And if they don't respond with, I don't know, can you? They're lying.